This is a 450-acre parcel, and grade-wise, it's very flat, and but it does slope in several different directions. So the first alternative we looked at was a gravity system that would have required several large pump stations to take the flow to the wastewater treatment plant, because the wastewater treatment plant is located on the upper section of the property topography-wise. And so we laid out the whole gravity system, and we're about to submit it to the county, but the lines were, many of them, over 20 feet deep, 25, 26, 27 foot deep sewer lines in solid rock.
We've been asked many times in our bids if we have a rock clause. We do. It's 100% rock. And so anytime you can minimize the depth of your digging and not having to hit a certain percent grade is a benefit.
Trenching here is a bone-jarring, tooth-grinding experience. I mean, you have to hammer every foot of every trench or drill and shoot. So it's really expensive. Where the the low pressure sewer system is, you're talking minimal 3-foot trench depth, right? 4-inch lines, not 12 or 18 or 24 or whatever you end up with in a gravity system.
The advantage to a pressure sewer system in this type of terrain is the only way we can afford to do it. You look at a house like the one behind me, and if all of their sewer system had to be gravity, you couldn't build the house. Well, you could, but it'd be not very affordable.
We did a cost analysis of the sewer system alone, would have been cost prohibitive. I would say it was 50% cheaper to go with the E1 system versus, on this particular project, the gravity system and the large sewer pump stations. This project has a lot of archaeology, and we are very sensitive to that. And so if you're going down 20 feet, there's more chance that you could find a lava tube that has artifacts in it. So keeping shallow is a better way to go.
I mean, one of the guiding principles, it really was stewardship of the land. And that's taken many forms here, but one of the key components of that is a subsurface aquifer. We have over 200 alkaline ponds along the shoreline, which are a unique and very sensitive environment with a lot of unique plants and animals in them. And because of the nature of the ground here, the water that comes down from the mountain or down from Mount Malka and that enters into those ponds, very concerned about any disturbance in that subsurface aquifer. And with the relatively flat site and the depth of trench that we would have had to put in for a gravity system, there's no doubt that we would have been into that subsurface aquifer and introduced, if nothing else, just the silt from the excavation process. So that was a real advantage of using the low pressure system, is it allowed us to stay out of that aquifer and protect it from any contamination or disturbance, if only, during that construction process.
Aesthetically, I think too, trying to locate a large sewer pump station on a project like this, nobody wants to have their house close to it, right? Where do you put those kind of stations? Whereas the E1, they're so unobtrusive and you don't even know they're there. This system, it's all shallow, easy to connect to. If you have a lateral that needs to be moved, you're only going down a couple feet versus 20 feet. So there's a lot of advantages to having the E1 system. And the representative for E1 on Oahu came over and did a very thorough presentation on the operation of the system, the ease of changing out the pumps, all of that. I mean, that was a big consideration, was maintenance and operations and maintenance of the system, as well as constructability.
So pressure sewer is the answer in Hawaii, at least on this island.
I just think that E1 is a better system for a lot of advantages, cost-wise, aesthetics, ease of connecting to a pipe later, so many advantages to have the E1 system versus gravity.